Welcome back, episode 60 of Revisited. We're doing a little double feature because both of these videos are on the short side. They both deal with My Hero Academia, so why not do them together?
It's also basically single character ones as well.
Yep, and it's the two main ones, so lucky we didn't find the Todoroki, even though I'm sure we could have.
Oh, we definitely could have.
So,
but no, I don't want to.
what could you say? You know what, we're not getting into it. We are talking about why Bakugo is amazing for one video by Aleczandxr, I believe it is.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's a rough name.
Yeah, but I think it's just a weird way to say Aleczandxr. And the other one is The Negative Spiral of Izuku Midoriya by...
There's so many people.
Of course there is.
Why everybody loves Todoroki, an honest analysis.
As opposed to a lying analysis?
Yep. It's nuts. Obscure details that made Todoroki the greatest rival in anime explained, all caps, exclamation mark. The negative spiral of not Todoroki. The negative spiral. It's late. We're doing this late. We don't do late revisiteds, and I'm off my game. Shut up. Everybody shut up.
But we do late live streams. Late podcasts, all types of shit.
Broken Ronin. We've been meaning to get to this dude for the longest time.
Have we now?
Yeah, he's a very he's mad into Jujutsu Kaisen.
One of them dudes. Yeah, it sounds familiar.
He's got a lot of videos.
Yeah, I know a little bit about Aleczandxr, whatever his name is, because he is a very Hunter x Hunter dude, and when we were looking for more Hunter x Hunter stuff, I came across a lot of his videos. Mm-hmm. That's basically what I know him from.
And I am fairly sure it unlocks something in my mind.
What?
It was Mike Hubie.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Hubie, not Kyubi. Cause I'm pretty sure.
I think he did mention Aleczandxr.
Pretty sure. How do I find that tweet?
Oh my god! What was it about?
There it is.
Oh,
come on, you gotta. It's loosey goosey this time, y'all.
I forgot how much that Mike Hubie thing had people just like, bro, they suck. Don't worry about it. Keep your head up, King. And he's just like, thank you.
But I'm pretty sure Broken Ronin was in the comments talking about us. I'm pretty sure.
What makes you say that?
The name, like I said, it unlocked something in me. But we can continue this. I mean, I'll keep looking.
If he was talking, well, okay, yeah,
it'd be funny.
Yeah, let's just get started since we're not even talking about Broken Ronin yet, so you've got time.
So yeah, we're talking about the Bakugo one first.
Yep.
And when did this video come out? Because it can.
I believe it was 2018.
Because it's just a constant uptick with Bakugo. So in editing point in time, it's just like, yo, he's doing the amazing stuff because we always got more stuff from him. Very surprised he was not in the Mafia arc. Yeah, 2018, July 13th.
All right, let's get into it.
Just imagine. Due to what you've learned as a child, you've grown up your whole life thinking that you are only worthwhile as a person if you achieve a very, very difficult set of goals consistently throughout your life. Anything...
Where did he learn this as a child?
Yeah, he was, we never saw that. It's not like his parents are particularly, like, whipping tiger parents. His dad seems very much like a pushover, and his mom is just sort of abrasive like him. Not like when the one time that we saw her, he was just like, is he doing well? He has to be doing well. He's Bakugo. So we're already off to just out the gate, just a foundation of just like, I'm gonna create this foundation with no basis to it, and the whole video is gonna be about that.
Life. Anything resembling failure is unacceptable, so you work incessantly towards success. But slowly, the difficulty of that goal starts to increase, and your chances of achieving it start to look smaller. And as someone who has lived all your life experiencing nothing but success, you have no idea how to deal with the situation. You have no capability of proper expression because you've had no need for it in life until this point.
Pause.
You lash outward.
So we're supposed to feel bad for him because he's been the greatest at everything for the entirety of his life, and for the first time ever he's dealing with the slightest bit of failure,
Slightest bit of hardship, of pushback.
slightest bit of, oh, there's somebody who's going to be better than me one day, maybe. We're supposed to be like, dang, feel bad for this dude? No. Why? For what reason? And Jordan shooting 3-pointers all day and night, and he goes, oh man, that kid over there, he hit 2 more 3-pointers than me. He's like, so? You're still Jordan. You've had some 15 years of unmitigated success. This dude got lucky, and he's probably going to be good in the future, but let him have his moment. I'm not feeling sorry for this dude.
Crippled by your pride, and refuse to accept the help of others because you believe that accepting it will discredit your worth even further. You know that you are flawed and that you can do better, but you just don't know how. My Hero Academia's Bakugo is abrasive, violent, and pompous. He is extremely difficult to get along with in-universe, and many dislike his character simply because he's so loud and obnoxious.
Pause.
But
Who?
People.
Who are these people?
Not a clue.
Even back before when I liked Bakugo, I liked that part about him.
There are people that don't like loud people because they find them annoying.
Yes. But
it's very much the Asta screaming crowd where it's just like he screams a lot. That's annoying.
But he's consistently the number one.
Yeah.
There are many more people that
so
like him.
So what that mean?
But there's many more people that like him than dislike him. I would never say that Zenitsu's not popular. Mm-hmm. My argument is I don't like him. I'm not going to be like, yo, a lot of people don't like him. Because number one, I don't know that for a fact. And number two, the popularity poll disputes that.
But I don't think he said, Bakugo is not popular. It's just that the people that didn't like him for this reason.
I mean, sure, but you could also say that there are people that don't like him because he wears orange.
Sure, absolutely.
It's a fringe group. It's a small group of people that don't like him for this reason. And then you got this large group of people that like him for that exact reason.
There is a narrative reason and merit for his behavior. Why does that mean that he cannot be well written?
You just shook your head. All right, let's no.
Like his character.
Let's get all of that.
He is extremely difficult to get along with in-universe, and many dislike his character simply because he's so loud and obnoxious. But as long as there is a narrative reason and merit for his behavior, why does that mean that he cannot be well written?
Okay. What is the narrative reason to be abrasive and obnoxious and loud?
Yes.
Because a person with the same types of things that Bakugo had, what if they're quiet? What if they see all of this and instead of trying, they're so afraid of failure that they don't try? It's it could be the exact same upbringing and lesson, but you turn out to be a different person.
His point right there is just like, what do you mean?
There's a narrative reason he's loud and obnoxious? No, there's not. He just is.
Yes.
That's just his personality.
It's not like he's Naruto where he's trying to get attention by being loud and obnoxious and orange. It's really not. He can be the quietest dude ever and still just be himself with his great powers.
A la something like Todoroki. Todoroki's super strong.
Yeah. If you just replace
He's
their
basically-
personalities, like, keep the same background and upbringing and everything, what changes? You're saying that you're going to be the best ever, so he just sort of shut down and just like, this is my mission, I got to be the best ever, and he's just a quiet dude now. Like, if you take just the personality and keep everything the same, it's a reason there too. More of a reason, a better reason.
The contrast between the lovably wholesome, deeply good characters of My Hero Academia's protagonistic cast and Katsuki Bakugo just seems to be too much for many to find him anything other than vastly unlikable, and I'd reckon that it restricts some from really seeing what makes his character tick. But in broader, global terms, this is not a commonly shared sentiment, with Bakugo finishing third, first, and first among Japanese readers for Shonen Jump's character popularity polls, and fifth and first for American readers.
Pause. So who are you talking about?
The people that do think that.
Again, it's such a small amount of people, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't warrant
It
a
doesn't
large
matter
portion of your video.
lambasting of all these people think that he's annoying, but they're missing the goodness of his character. Now we're going to get into the analysis of his childhood and Deku and being nice and all this other happy horse that doesn't matter because he's a piece of crap that is unwarranted how much of a piece of crap that he is for all that he has.
For a great number of manga fans at the very least, something about Bakugo is infectious enough for so many to like him so much.
He's a bad boy, and he's secretly nice, and he wants to be better.
Yes. He's the rival character, which means that he gets a whole lot of screen time. He has the most potential for development because he starts off as a piece of crap, so you can slowly see him turning that around. There's so much there.
There is no blueprint of why somebody is gonna like somebody. Why a large amount of people are gonna like a person. But Bakugo fits an archetype that a lot of people enjoy. People like Vegeta. People like Zoro. People like Bakugo.
It's that type of archetype, and like you said, there's no reason why it is. I'm in love with Monde because of her big hat. Again, somebody could be like, "Yo, I really love the black and orange color scheme with the pop of green." He's got a good color scheme. I like his color scheme, but yeah, I mean, if I were to guess, it'd be that he is the Vegeta archetype, the loud, the abrasive, and
The prideful.
yeah. You can look at that and be like, Bakugo is never boring. You can look at somebody like an Ida. If you don't like Ida, he's just sort of waving his hands, rule man. If you don't like Momo, there's a bunch of times where Momo is just like, we gotta think of a plan, whatever. Bakugo is in the action, rushing, go, let's go, boom, attack, kill, all that stuff. Bakugo isn't boring. You don't have a down moment with Bakugo, so it's all just tens.
Despite being a character displaying traits that would be described as unlikable. But
Unlikable to who? Unlikable to whom? Because people like this type of archetype. It's a character. A character is different than a person. If a person was like this, maybe those same people wouldn't like that person. But as a character written in this series,
he's looking at it as a series of traits, just loud and abrasive, and these are negative traits, and looking at it as nothing else. Like, there's no other reason why I personally don't like him other than he's loud and abrasive, and I'm stomping my feet like, no, boo.
Bakugo grew up admiring All Might, and had ambitions from a young age to be a hero like him. He has always been intelligent, with knowledge, combat skills, and strategic aptitude of impressive degree. He has always shown skill in basically everything, and as a child, he was overpraised by his peers for the smallest things.
And that's a good chunk of reasons why I don't like him. Of course he's so smart. Of course he's so battle-hardened. Of course he never has an issue with his quirk. It's not like he's spinning out of control. It's just like, I can't work up enough sweat. It's always just, nope, this is great. This is exactly what I need. I can spin in the air, Hauser, blitz, and do all this stuff. He's been praised for this it's a pretty whatever quirk if you look at it like this. It's explosions, and it's nerfed explosions because you gotta sweat and work up the nitroglycerin and then explode like that. That's without any sort of hero items that enhance it or anything. So they all just go, wow, this is amazing. For what? It's explosions.
And was he overly praised, or was he praised a lot by his handful of bully friends? And everybody else was just like, wow, that's a cool quirk. Congrats.
And it's a kindergarten teacher, which kindergarten teachers, if you do a cartwheel, they're praising you like you just won a gold medal at the Olympics.
Hey, I drew this bird and it's a bunch of yellow squiggles with an orange triangle. This is fantastic. Good job.
And then, of course, if this is something that is applicable, you're going to be like, yeah. And then you turn your head and see in Fish Lady, you be like, well, Fish Lady's fine, but you've got an actual ability. So this is all just the stuff that works against him. It's not like he has a bum quirk like a Froppy where she's a frog and you got to work against your frog stuff. He's got explosions which hurt, which does a whole lot of things. He can that big laser that he did to save Deku was of course he can do that. It's pinpointed. Ugh.
Why wasn't that Ayama? Just explain. Just explain.
Almost anybody else.
And Zero pulling them out. Anything. Dude. Why was it Bakugo? The push.
Ida. He's super fast and shown to be able to zigzag through people. Nope, it had to be Bakugo. It had to be.
As a child, he was overpraised by his peers for the smallest things. In comparison to everyone his age, especially Deku, he was viewed to be vastly superior. As such, he grew to develop warped, pathologically high expectations for himself, and he conflates his purpose in life with his objective achievements. If people tell you something...
But his achievements are great. He made it. Nobody in that school other than him made it into UA. And ever. That's an achievement. He's just seeing it as, oh, it's not as big of it as an achievement because this other dude did it as well.
And this other dude who I've known since the jump was a chump. I've done nothing but tease him for years because he's he can't do and he made it? What does that mean for me?
But he's not looking at his own achievement. He's looking at it as somebody else got what I have. Not that I also have it. We both won $1 million in the lottery, but he got $1 million. Why it's just supposed to be me? I'm the lucky one. No, celebrate your earnings. This is his own issue. And it's coming from basically nothing, so I don't care. I just see him as a whiny little boy. I'm just going, no, you made it in too. I was supposed to be the only one. Deku going, yeah, I want to go there too. I want to be with you, Bakugo. We're friends. He goes, no, you're not going to make it. You're a piece of and you're always going to be a piece of
Literally kill yourself.
And literally. And then when he makes it, he just stomps his feet in baby mode like you weren't supposed to make it. Not celebrating his win, but deriding Deku for winning as well.
Which also denigrates his own win.
It's like, oh, if it's this easy that Deku could get in, and I guess this isn't that important.
It's just
it is.
It's just like with wrestlers. It's said in the business, when you're doing a promo against somebody, you want to treat them like a serious threat. Because if you lose, you lost to somebody that wasn't serious and a bum. And if you win, well, you were supposed to win anyway.
Because you just beat a bum.
Yeah, you ran them down and acted like their words meant nothing. And now...
So why would I want to watch somebody who's going to fight a bum? It's like, your championship is not in... there's no threat to the championship. So why should I pay for this? No, you got to make him a credible threat.
And Bakugo's just going, Deku? And now he's mad because Deku's there.
For basically no reason other than his own psychosis, which only happened because I guess he was praised a couple times and he got that big head. That's his own thing. Let him have his own thing and work through. He needs to work through this. There's never, outside of that, the fight between him and Deku, there's never been a sit down moment just like, Bakugo, you are a piece of with self-esteem issues. You can't let other people have what you have. You can't accept this medal because this dude didn't fight to the level that you think that he should have fought. Accept it and then live to fight another day. Be like, all right, you're not taking me seriously, but you will take me serious next time. Work through these things, not just yell and shout. And there wasn't a let's work through this stuff. It was just a small, just like, dang, I guess I shouldn't be like that.
You sometimes begin to believe it, as unrealistic as it may sound. And this is compounded for a young kid who enjoyed the over-the-top hype around himself. For Bakugo, if he doesn't consistently reach his unbelievably high expectations to become as strong as All Might, his life is pointless. So his bullying, as terrible as it is, makes a great deal of sense.
Wow, what a justification to bully a quirkless dude! And tell him to kill himself.
A quirkless poor dude when you have what you perceive to be a really good quirk and a very large house. What a justification. I gotta bully him. I just have to.
It makes sense why he's a bully. He's a bully. I don't give a
Yeah.
Stop being a bully.
You're making the choice to bully this dude for what reason? Because he doesn't have a quirk and you do have a quirk.
It makes sense that he has a big head and all of that. How does it make sense to bully people?
He's actively choosing to be like, I'm going to bring you to a lower level. For what reason when you will never even even if you had a quirk, you wouldn't reach my level. But you have no quirk, so I just gotta push you down even further. And it's justified.
It puts him on a higher playing field. But this clearly stunted his development. It's impossible to grow without hurdles, and when there are obstacles in Bakugo's path that he cannot control, he doesn't know how to deal with them, apart from expressing his rage, because he has never really experienced...
Note here that this is an example of lack of control is not in the fact that Baku loses. Dude, okay. Note here that this example. Note here that this example of lack of control is not in the fact that Bakugo loses to Deku, but that Deku is improving rapidly.
And he just can't take it. And it's terrible that he can't take it. He doesn't see it as a rival. He doesn't see it as an equal. He doesn't see it as somebody who can work to make me better. I'm not trying to improve what I'm doing. I just got to make sure you don't get to my level and then I'm good. Because you're going to get to my level unless I stop it by insulting you. He's not actively working to improve. He doesn't want to improve. He just doesn't want Deku to get to his level. Because it's a threat. Instead of going, I need to be better, you need to be worse. No! Why are we clapping for this? Oh, I'm sad because you're getting better. No good for you, but still, I'm going to get better than you. You're not going to get up to me. You're still working at this. I had this quirk for all my life. Yeah, you're going to improve 5 times as fast, but I'm going to double my efforts and I'm still going to be ahead of you. Instead of doing like that, he cries because Deku is throwing a ball and breaking his finger. Number one.
He threw his hand up and his team won. And then everybody was like, oh, Bakugo. And he's like, no, you're right. I agree. I suck.
Never really experienced this lack of control or these problems before.
That we know
is
of.
Exceedingly difficult to break.
Pause. What is the aptitude test that he was taking that he perceived himself to be the best to this point? Because if he's never had to deal with like the loss of and people, what was he not losing at? What was he winning at? What is there that it's just like, we're going to foster your quirks as well as learning math and history and all of that. You can't have...
Is there elementary and middle school for quirks? Like a class for quirks?
Or is it just quirk stuff? Because if you look at like Harry Potter, they're literally not learning math and English and history and all that crap. Well, outside of like history of magic and crap like that. But math, they're not learning math. So what is it that, there's this in slime girl that's sliming all over the place. How do we teach her to control that? There's this person that randomly just explodes. How do we foster that so they don't harm people? What did he do to believe himself to be number one? And how could nobody else, when you look at somebody like Kaminari, who has a really good quirk, what is it? Because you look at the beginning of UA's throwing the ball, stuff like that. People are doing as well as Bakugo. So what was it? Is it just that they're so far in the boonies that you just got dumb bat people like that dude that was shown forever when we paused and I kept looking at those three kids? Is it just bum quirks like that? But it can't be, because you would have to be like, quirks are just like locational. This is where the good quirks are fostered. There's never going to be a Momo.
It is. That's where I'm talking about, post, because UA is a top school.
No, I'm talking about in this location. Somebody going to this elementary school never goes to UA. Why? Because this location only foster bums.
It can't be, because, two people got in through recommendation, so I doubt there's some type of aptitude thing where it's just like, how strong is your thing? Let me help you develop it and foster it. Like, maybe the parents themselves do. Maybe there's a tutor or something, but I don't know. I don't think there's going to be a school thing where it's just like, this is the class to, here's fire people, here's ice people, here's flying people. This is an after school program. Come to it 2 times a week.
Because somebody like Dabi, he can't use his quirk without burning himself. So you would think that if there was a school system, they'd be like, all right, let's get some items on this kid so that we can regulate his temperature. But no, it was just Endeavor going, nah, just don't use your quirk. What is elementary, middle school quirk stuff like? You can't just have this exploding man standing here. Frogs.
Because kids get into fights all the time. And some exploding man not controlling it. Like, how dare you, Rob Blush?
Frogs have very specific, hibernation diets. What is school? What is the cafeteria like? Because her friend is like a lizard girl. So is it just like
flies for some of them?
Hey, doesn't matter. Hey, whatever. I guess we're just whatevering.
勝つ気は生地何でもできちゃうし、能力も恵まれちまってさ。よそ様からチヤホヤされてここまで来ちまった。薄っぺらいとこばっか褒められて。
Pause. Yes, she is saying the stuff that you have said that we have already seen throughout the manga. She's not introducing anything new, unless there's another line coming up right now that shuts me up.
だから会見での言葉が嬉しかったんだよね。
誰よりもトップヒーローを追い求め、もがいている。
Pause. In what way? What was he trying? What
he is trying harder than anyone?
I don't think he was.
Than anyone?
What training do we see Deku outside kicking the air and studying people's movements and stuff? What training do we see for Bakugo? Outside of the, hey, hop in this cave forest training thing that they had to do.
Yeah, I keep seeing, I'll see Deku run up to, Ida, hey, how do you do this? Sarah, hey, how do you do this? Okay, I gotta map it out like this. No, he kicked a little harder. Stuff like that. Training. I see him sitting in his room, lifting weights, pushing, pumping with his hand to get it flexible.
You see him training with Sarah with the black whip and crap like that? Don't just say that he is. This is show versus tell. We have no evidence of this.
見て好きと捉えたのならヴィランは浅はかであると私は考えております。
こんなどうしようもないやつだけどみっちりしごいていいヒーローにしてやってください。
His amazing mom postulates this, that Bakugo has to be taken down.
Child abuse.
That's fine.
Postulates this, that Bakugo has to be taken down a peg and needs a reality check to grow. There's a difference between
Pause.
endeavors and...
Why did you not give him that?
Why put him into like a situation where there's a bunch of strong quirks and it's just like, oh, you think you're the best?
You think
come
you
here.
hot, huh? Oh, look at this girl who can create literally anything so long as she knows the components of it. Isn't that awesome? You think you the hot? You not. Why would you, the parent, not take him down a peg? Why would you not see him coming back from school every day with his chest puffed out going, I'm the best, look at this, boom, boom. Why would you not sit him down and go, there's always gonna be people better than you. Work hard to maintain your top spot, if you believe that to be so. Don't get too big of a head, because when somebody comes by that's better, you're gonna give up almost completely. Because you've all your life had your thought of, I'm number one, and then the second that you're not, you're gonna be like, well, what now? Why don't you as the parent do that to this 15-year-old who's had his quirk since kindergarten? How old are kindergartners? 5?
Around 4 or 5.
4 or 5. 10 years of just letting this dude go and just going, you the teacher handle this, as he's trying to become a pro hero. Apparently none of his teachers before had any sort of evidence or had any sort of inclination to stop him, as he's sitting on his chair with his feet up, kicking back and just yelling at people and threatening to kill people. None of this. Other people handle this. Please clap.
There's a difference between endeavors and expectations. Endeavors are goals, and many characters in My Hero Academia have the highest of...
What is he playing P5 music?
You know why. It's Persona 5. It was 3 years ago. It was popping.
And this is my favorite song from there, too.
Many characters in My Hero Academia have the highest of endeavors and have become totally functional young people because despite their personal struggles, they know how to temper expectation and deal with personal...
No, they're good people.
That's the difference. That's the only difference. Uraraka is a good person. I want to become a hero so I can make a lot of money and take care of my parents. Ida,
I have expectations of my whole family to live up to. My brother is a top-ranking hero.
Isn't Ida the same as Bakugo in that aspect? On top of having a former top hero or current top hero growing up, and his brother and his family and all of that?
Plus a very similar quirk, so now you gotta be like, oh, your brother did it. You can do it as well because y'all got similar quirks.
Well, guess what? Ida's a good person.
Ida is a good person.
Momo can create anything in anime, I'm sure. And she is unbelievably rich. And she is a good person.
A good person. In Kaminari, he wanted to be like Red Rush. So now he has the expectation of, now I gotta live up. Now that I'm taking this dude's name and twisting it, I gotta live up to that dude now. Kirishima. What did I say? Kaminari. Sorry. Kirishima. Whatever. Now I gotta live up to that dude. He's got that as well. But he is a good person. These are the differences. And now, again, you've not established why he's that yelly outside of, he set up all them expectations for himself. So did almost everybody else.
Look at Momo. Momo was like, I can create anything. I just got to do this and this. Oh, the match is over. My confidence is shot. I'm going to retreat into my shell. No, I got to get my confidence back because I can be great. Thanks, Todoroki.
Like, what's the difference between Bakugo and that annoying blonde dude from 1B? Who can just mimic people's quirks? Like what? They're both pieces of crap.
Except I don't know if he's a bad person.
Or he's just like trying to bolster his reputation and his own class. It's just like, y'all ain't that good. Look at us. Ha ha ha.
But Bakugo
But he plays
is
the part.
Bad. He might be a heel.
Yeah, a heel is a very good way to put it.
But Bakugo is a bad person. Even if y'all see him as a face or a tweener, when he's out of character, he's just a bad person.
Yes. That's all there is to it.
And deal with personal failure with regards to those endeavors. On the other hand, Bakugo's expectations of himself are so high because the praise of his past years artificially altered them. Now, of course, this doesn't absolve him of any blame for his confrontational and dickish attitude, but it does give him reasons for it.
No, it doesn't. He could have done the exact same stuff and been a good person.
Yep.
He didn't need to be a dick.
He didn't. There's zero reason. Momo is a direct comparison, and she's not.
With a better quirk.
Her old thing was just like, I got here on recommendation. I'm really good. I can't lose. Oh, I've already lost. And that shook up her confidence. And then she had to get her confidence back. And it's just a slow build of just like, no, Momo, listen. You are amazing. These teachers, these in the middle of the war, they're just like, no, you are amazing. And you know you are. So lead everybody. That's what that was.
Todoroki's father is the number 2 hero. And his whole upbringing is just, the second they see him, they're just like, holy Todoroki, he's so strong. What the You think that hasn't been his entire life? But what is he? Is he like Bakugo? Is he loud and abrasive and a bully? Or is he a quiet dude going, I just gotta
do what I do and make my own way to be a hero.
My father. I won't use his quirk at all.
We have one example of somebody being praised and going down the complete dick route. And that's Bakugo. Why? Because he was praised. He did not try to. It's crazy that people are just like, nah, it's whatever. He was praised, so that's why he's so yelling and abrasive and crap like that. It would have meant so much if he was just like, so you made it here too, you piece of well, good for you. Try to keep up. Just been more cocky than just abrasive. But no, he has to be this.
Is compensation. This manifests as him only being at peace and happy and satisfied with himself if he is superior to everyone else, scorning any sign of vulnerability and seeing it as something to be scoffed at. He must not show weakness. He must not accept or require help from...
No, he didn't want Deku's help because he saw Deku as uber weak.
Yes.
How dare you help me when I'm so strong?
I don't need your help because I'm so strong.
If it was one of his friends, he probably would have been like, all right, thanks, bruh. Deku, you shouldn't be helping me because you suck and I'm so good.
Because that's basically the same, what happened with the Kaminari, not Kaminari, Kirishima. Kirishima, he's not going to grab my hand, so you got to reach out for him, Kirishima. That's basically what that was. He sees Kirishima as at least if not an equal, then a step below him, as opposed to he seeing Deku as
someone worthwhile.
So many rungs below him that he's not even going to be worth it. So he's like, yes, I will accept your help, but I won't accept your help. Get your analysis right, homie.
Whoa, from anyone. Hold up.
Accept or require help from anyone.
Deku.
Just Deku.
Otherwise, why would he accept help with his costume? So he can gather up the sweat and explode and not use his own power.
When he was trapped in that goo monster in episode 1, do you think if All Might came up, he'd be like, no, All Might, I got this? Or was it just because it's Deku?
Because once All Might saved him, did he say, you All Might? Or did he say, you Deku?
He must be better. But enrolling in a program in school with so many special individuals trying to prove themselves and achieve their own dreams puts...
You could have found a creditless opening.
It's impossible. It doesn't exist, unfortunately.
self-worth on thin ice because of their skill, and this develops into an inferiority complex. The clear improvement of students like Todoroki, and especially Deku, due to their...
Improvement? Todoroki's as strong as he was before. He's
Yes.
just using the other half of his power.
He's always there's no improvement. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't think he's ever done anything more than what he could have done day one.
Nope.
past history is something that shatters Bakugo's opinion of himself because he cannot do anything but compare. This makes it easy to understand his mocking attitude and his tendency to look down.
Understand and agreeing with are two different things.
Yes.
You can understand why he's mocking, but he did not need to be that way.
Understanding and liking are also two separate things. I completely understand why he's doing this. I hate it. I don't even completely understand why he's doing it.
No, I don't understand
I don't
why
understand
he's being
why
a
he's
douchebag.
doing that. There's no reason to. He just is, and it's just. Hey, stop. There's no reason to be like this. Why are you like this? Because I'm better than everybody. So why do you have to scream that you're better than everybody? Why do you have to make yourself, why put all the eyes on you? Just be better and the eyes will come.
Mates, especially Deku, fully reaching ahead when he starts to realize that Deku is approaching his level, or in realizing that Todoroki isn't performing his best against him. Concurrently, Deku's steady rise in strength and skill is a reminder that Bakugo is slowing down and at risk of falling behind.
Pause.
And by
So get better.
So do
Work
better.
harder.
Work harder.
I'm falling behind. Okay, so what can I do to prevent that? Yell at people. That's all I can do. That's my only
Tell
option.
them to kill themselves.
Tell them to stop being better. That's all I got.
Cry.
Cry at the fact that you're getting better.
extension, at risk of losing grasp of his life's purpose. And he is completely sobered and agonizingly envious to know that his hero has chosen someone that he sees as a thoroughly undeserving rival to be his protege.
Pause. Why does Bakugo see Deku as being unworthy? Just because he had no quirk to begin with.
Now he's got a really strong one.
So is he now worthy?
Nope.
Does he just go,
Bakugo.
oh, all my worth, all that worthlessness that I put on you all that time, I guess that's just abolished, and now you are now gaining worth? What is it? Is it the fact that he's nice? What is it that makes him look down on Deku? It's just the quirk.
He doesn't care what others think of him, but he needs to perform at his absolute best to feel like he is doing something with his life, and that requires comparison to his classmates. He feels that doing anything other than looking down upon others puts him on level pegging with them, showing his weakness. It's not that he doesn't have empathy, it's just that he represses it.
Basically not having empathy. What the? You faking not having empathy, then you don't have empathy.
You see somebody freezing on the side of the road and you go, oh man, I feel sorry for them, and try to help them out. Or you don't, and in your mind you just go, I feel sorry for them, but I can't do anything to show weakness, and you walk away. Like, what the... You didn't do anything.
Joke's on them. I was only pretending to be stupid.
Like, were you?
Okay, but you look stupid. Even if you say that he's suppressing his empathy, it looks like he's an unempathetic douchebag.
What benefit is there to repressing that?
And when has he felt bad for a person? To this day, except probably Deku.
I can't think of any. I'm sure it exists, but I can't think of any.
This is why he blocks himself from connecting with others. It's quite a sad misconception of worth. But very gradually, an erosion is starting to occur. People like Deku and All Might, people like Kirishima, are ever so slightly starting to pull him in. And the beauty of his character is slowly seeing him learn that connecting with and respecting others is not a weakness at all.
How's that beauty?
Yeah.
That's a terrible, imagine somebody in your life right now, and you're a coworker, and every day you get to see them learn that respecting people is worth it, when before they were yelling every day and telling people to kill themselves.
For 10, 15 years. Why is that a positive thing of just like, yo, he's learning to be a human. He's learning to
be a human!
Why is this praiseworthy? It's just... He's getting down to everybody's level, finally.
He's becoming a human that all the other classmates already are. And the beauty of his character is we get to see him become a human.
We get to see him learn how to smile and be nice to people.
And respect people. He didn't respect people, but we get to see him start respecting people.
This isn't like an android or a robot where they just got no concept of emotions or anything. He knows this. He sees people. And he chooses to be like this. And now we gotta watch him learn and smile as he's just going, hey, kill yourself. But, you know,
I will never let that kill yourself thing.
It's crazy. It's insanity that people are just like, no.
And that weakness itself may not be such a bad thing. During All Might's fight with All For One, his look at a pained Deku is not one of scorn, but one of acknowledgement and mutual feelings. He complained about having to rely on the others after being saved by Kirishima, Deku, and Ida, but in the moment it could not have been clearer that he was relieved and grateful for it. Maybe...
But he wouldn't have been if it was Deku, and Deku recognized that.
Yes.
Bakugo is still here.
Starting along the path towards seeing the strength of his colleagues not as a threat, but instead as motivation and encouragement. It's characteristically very subtle to contrast with his bombastic screeching, but he is slowly learning to appreciate the...
It's not subtle, it's in your face. He smiled when he clapped his hand.
Yes.
He looked at Deku like, not anger like you said. He straight up talks to Deku in the fight like, it's my fault, what happened? Cry. He straight up talked to Deku and when everybody was right, cry. All the subtlety and nuance, it did not exist when it's clearly on the page.
Right
Just
there.
because it's not smushed in your face like a pie doesn't mean it's subtle.
Connection, maturing and correcting the harmful, over-the-top praise and expectations he experienced when he was younger. Bakugo's developmental arc, in essence, is a portrait of a young man coming to grips with the fact that his value as an individual as he perceives it is at risk of being shattered. Apart from...
It should be, because it was
absolutely.
a terrible
It's terrible.
image.
It was a terrible mindset. I'm number one and I always have to be number one or else I'm not going to be number one. And then if I'm not number one, what am I? Is number one and everything else to him. He should not have that mindset. And again, what fostered this mindset?
A bunch of praise from some 5-year-olds?
No wonder he acts out.
No, because other people don't.
Legit, other people do not.
This would make a lot more sense if there were more people like a Bakugo.
But there's not.
Look
at Win, dude. He's just a smiling. He's loud and abrasive, but he's smiling. He's polite and all this stuff. And he's got an amazing quirk. Look at Mirio, who worked his balls off to get where he is. And he's the nicest dude with what they said is a legitimate future #1 quirk. Quirk and ability and his knowledge and all that stuff. We got Bakugo just being like this. We got 10, 15 other people just as good as him, just as praised as him. And on the other side of the coin, they couldn't be nicer and more polite and more jovial. And then we got this dude that we gotta watch become nicer because he had this inflated ego from somewhere for all of his life that was never once tempered, never once pulled back. He never once had a challenge. And that's unbelievable. No teacher, no peer, no nothing ever took him down a peg. Nothing. It's all happening here. Momo can create literally anything. Of course she's got a big head. She was here on recommendation. She's super rich. She's super smart. She was taken down a peg.
Class president.
Taken down a peg, and then she built herself back up just like, yeah, I'm not the most amazing person here. I shouldn't have looked down on Bird Dude just because I'm here on recommendation and all I can do. I'm gonna do what I do now. And then it's just a slow, like, one level up, one level up, one level up. But she's basically S-ranked already. We don't need to sit here and watch this because it never should have happened. This development never was needed.
It shouldn't have been needed.
It shouldn't have been needed.
Concept, and an entirely sympathetic one.
You were overly praised, and because of that, you got an inflated sense of self-worth to the point where you bully someone lesser than you, way down on both the social and power rung. But I'm sympathetic for you because you never got a chance to become an actual human being because everyone saw you walk into a room and clapped every time.
Because now you feel sorry for yourself for your own self-imposed mindset. I feel sorry for you because of these reasons. No sympathy here.
Nope. Or if there is sympathy, I'm suppressing it.
Because again, what work do we see him doing? You said that he was battle smart. You said that he was very intelligent. What do we see working? It's not like he's got a bum quirk that he got to work on.
And an entirely sympathetic one, which, along with some other reasons, explains his popularity. But he wouldn't be...
Maybe you should
explain
that other reason.
No, along with other reasons.
Other reasons. Maybe you explain those other reasons.
This is very much the reason that people clapped for ReZero. Because they all saw a bit of themselves in Subaru. And it's just like, Subaru grew and I can... Yeah. And it's just them seeing themselves in Bakugo. They're a bunch of little angry kids going, holy Bakugo changed. People, I can change.
That's basically what it is.
Bakugo if he didn't persevere. Whether it be conscious or not, he is completely rethinking the way he approaches life to reintegrate his goal with what he is learning. He is changing. If at present his only goal was to be the best, why did he flip the bird to the League of Villains?
Because All Might already captured his heart. He explained it. That was one of them subtle things, I guess, where he outright says, hey,
this is why I'm not going with y'all. And also, what does the League of Villains have to offer him?
They were legit a joke at this point.
What way can he get better by joining them? You got a thin lizard dude.
You got a girl that can impersonate people by drinking their blood.
How can he be better, the best, over there? And over there, he becomes the best villain. And what does it mean to be the best villain? Best hero, you got a hard ranking system. But best villain, killing the most people, most destruction, what?
How many people knew of All for One before the fight with All Might.
I can't imagine too many.
Because that's the most powerful villain and the number one villain, really. And his name was not known.
I mean, Shigaraki, he put on a hood and he was just fine walking around the mall.
And his face is throwed.
And he's arguably the number 2.
He put on in Marvel disguise. He had some sunglasses and just went, I am not Shigaraki, no.
Unless you're Black Widow, where you could just walk into an airport apparently and go all the way to Moscow. Just on a plane, no hat, no hair changing, nothing.
You could just walk into a convenience store and go, and Avengers on the news.
While they're talking on the news.
And just go, those kids.
And as your sister clearly says, you and your Black Widow poses suck. That's fine.
What a film.
Because he feels identification to UA, a tiny bit of a force pulling him.
What? No, this is not the reason he flipped the bird to them. What are you talking about?
He literally said the reason.
I guess this was just too subtle for you.
It's too subtle. It's too nuanced. He didn't catch all the intricacies.
He needed that in his face. Bakugo literally said, All Might already got my heart. Nothing y'all say can sway me.
Done.
Tiny bit of a force pulling him back there from those who care for him, and a connection to be like All Might. Not just in terms of power, but for what he stands for. He may not...
No, he's closer to an Endeavor in that aspect.
Yes.
Which is just power equals being the number one.
Look at the Endeavor training arc that they did with the Todoroki and Deku. When the cars were flipping towards people and he deflected them, he was just like, y'all run. Deku and Todoroki were, hey, y'all all right, go over here. Calmly. Why, how could he watch All Might do what he's been doing for all these years and not be like, I need to be like that. I need to be a better hero. Is he going, I'm going to do it in my own way? Because you're not. You're doing it in the Endeavor way, who's been number 2 forever.
He should have, if that was the case, he should have looked up to Endeavor and went, I'll show everybody that the Endeavor way works.
Yeah.
That overwhelming force can make you the number one hero.
He may not yet realize this, but actions speak louder than words to a huge extent for a person like Bakugo. He is nothing close to a villain. And for me, one of the most enticing plot threads in My Hero Academia has always been following his personal journey towards growth and happiness.
Wow.
His arc being a nice bit of contrasting balance and integration for a series about so many individual journeys coalescing for the sake of ideals, and most interestingly in this case, peace. A personal peace of mind as much as a societal peace. Of course this development is slow moving, because you can't just change your entire life's approach with the snap of a finger. And when he isn't learning, Bakugo goes back to his old habit of screaming everyone's ear off because that's simply his nature. Could he be going about this better? Absolutely. Should he be absolved of blame for being an asshole just because of his situation? Of course not. But he is doing his best. And
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He most certainly is not.
He's doing the bare minimum.
Because when he was when he had to do the trash thing, he was on punishment. He was like, "Hey, give me your in trash." He's not trying. He's not trying. When does he sit down and like talk to a grape rush? He's not trying to connect to these people.
Endeavor was trying after All Might retired. That's trying.
That was active effort. But what about Bakugo shows that he's trying? He's not as yelly, but he is, though.
He doesn't think he's better than everybody, but he does, though.
He's not as abrasive, I guess. He toned it down from a 10 to an 8. He's not trying his best. And I understand you just like, yo, you can't change that in an instant. But you can try. You can smile.
He's not trying.
You can help somebody with some dishes. You could try.
The little moments in between those outbursts, moments that are becoming more frequent. He is getting there.
Pause. And you see, you said that moments are getting more frequent. Moments between the outbursts. He gets so many of those moments. He gets
so much time.
And you just saw him, Kirishima, and Tape Dude. I don't know a single personality trait of Tape Dude.
He's kind of smiley and jovial.
If
Beyond
you
that,
say so.
I got nothing. I don't think I've ever seen Sero not smiling.
I'm pretty sure he was when there was some villain stuff going on. Let me see what they say about his personality on the Hero Wiki. Watch this in half a sentence. Oh my goodness. Hanta, which is apparently his name.
Hanta Sero? Okay.
Is a friendly person and has proven to be one of the most sociable people in Class 1A.
Based on.
He can be very loud and showy at times, often trying to impress peers with his quirk. As you can see, there's no reference to this because, you know, in Wikipedia, sometimes you have like a little number 1 and then they send you down to the manga page and it's like, here's the example of that happening. There is none. He's often the only person to call his classmates out when they are acting crazy.
What?
He is also quite humorous and often takes part in making jokes with his classmates.
Often, is this Sero or Kaminari?
Often when push comes to shove, Hanta is a brave hero in training who wishes to prosper on his own while helping others to do the same.
Is this
sounds fake.
This is Sero, Kaminari, Kirishima. That's 3 people right there.
He makes friends with those around him and is shown to be a very laid back guy.
That's also you can also say that's Asui.
Hanta is able to keep up his confidence.
That's also Grape Rush.
And make an effort even when he believes the odds are stacked heavily against him.
All right, take out Grape Rush.
This is shown when he faced Todoroki in the sports festival and admitted that he felt like he couldn't win, but soon attacked by Shoto, saying that he couldn't lose either. Despite his crushing defeat afterwards, as well as failing the final exam due to being put asleep by midnight, he retains his willingness to continue and improve amongst his classmates. That's a personality trait, his willingness to improve. Though not openly as flirtatious as Denki or Grape Rush, Hanta does possess some interest in the ladies, if you get my drift. This is primarily seen in the provisional license when Izuku informs him that the girl transformed into a clone of Ochiko. He starts violently shaking whatever, and that's the end of it. So he's willing to help, and he's confident, and he's laid back, and he's willing to call his classmates out when they're acting crazy. I don't remember any examples of that. But we also both forgot that he existed when trying to figure out the classmates. He's friendly, apparently. I guess that's that big smile, and he's very showy-offy with his tape. That's his personality.
I can't speak for anyone else, but in time, all I can hope for is that Bakugo will find himself. Not that he will dismiss his winning mentality, because he...
Bakugo is amazing because I hope that one day he will find himself. Is he amazing because you hope that he will find himself? Is he amazing because he's actively working to better himself? Is he amazing because he's understandable why he's all yelly and screamy like that? Why is Bakugo amazing based upon this video?
Shut up.
But the video.
Hey.
But the video.
Shut up.
I thought we would figure out why he's amazing.
Hey.
There is no description of worth. Twitter, my anime.
There is no downsides.
No downsides.
That's one thing I wish was recorded.
Dead and gone.
Just in my memory. There are no downsides. Nobody understands what we're talking about.
0.
be Bakugo if he didn't have an insatiable desire to prove and improve himself, but that he will realize the values of empathy, realize that the connections we feel.
He will realize the value of empathy, that's why he's amazing.
I hope he realizes the value of empathy one day. And in the manga, he totally has.
Like, I would understand this type of viewpoint from, like, a villain. Yeah. Like an unempathetic, like a crocodile.
Or somebody like in Robin, who's had to run and look over her shoulder all of her life. It's like, you need to learn how to trust these people. These people aren't going to be fair weather muff like all the rest of your people. You need to learn
That's why she was like, hey, protect them, because one day y'all going to toss me aside too, and I'd rather just die now before that happens. I'd rather keep the memories.
That is a whole lot more justifiable than this.
Form can empower us as much as anything else. Many thanks for watching.
Yeah, that's a 10 ball.
10 ball?
Yeah, that's a 10 ball. He excused way too much of that.
Yeah. He basically didn't even explain. He just went, hey, Bakugo was praised a lot as a kid. That's why he's a dick. And because of that, he's now learning how to be less of that and be an actual person. And it's amazing.
Legit
10 out of 10 clap.
3-minute video it should have been.
3 minutes.
And again, why is he amazing based upon this video?
I'm going to go 9 on that one. Yeah, that was stinky poopy water. What are we doing here? Why are we doing it?
Yeah, it's...
And on to the next one.
Oh, boy. I got a response from a dude that I was talking to DBZ about.
Is it the same dude or a different dude?
It's a different dude.
How many dudes are you doing?
That's a question I have to ask myself every day. When will it be enough? They just keep coming and coming.
This is why we don't need a webcam. He said, coming and coming.
How many dudes are you doing?